This Sunday and maybe next, we will be looking at this Red Sea situation. And the message for today is go forward. Go forward. In our passage here in Exodus 14, the Israelites have fled Egypt, and when they reach a certain point, the Lord changes their direction. In verse 2, it says, "Speak unto the children of Israel," God's speaking to Moses, "that they turn and encamp before Pi-hahiroth, between Migdol and the sea, over against Baal-zephon. Before it shall ye encamp by the sea." It's interesting to note that God is directing them through the situation and is even placing them in an impossible situation that they have yet to realize that they're going to be in. A lot of times God is directing us down a path, and God knows that when He told us to go that way, there's going to be some problems. When He told us to go that way and encamp by the Red Sea, that there was going to be some situations to arise, but we didn't know it at the time because we were busy doing what we should be doing, which is following the directions of God. The word shows that when they get there, that Pharaoh came to himself and he realized that he had let these folks go, that they actually left. And now him and his people are having regrets for letting their servants go after all these folks was working for them. They was messing with Pharaoh's money by letting the workers go. And the word says he hardened his heart, which means God allows his hate to overcome him. And so he sets out to go get back what God has set free. He wants back the very thing that God took from him. A lot of people have been set free from situations and set free from people. And things in your life, you've been set free by God, and the thing that you were set free from wants you back. It might be a he. It might be a she. It might be a friend that knew they did you wrong. It might be some dirty little habits that you're trying to get set free from, and that spirit that had a hold on you doesn't like the fact that God set you free, and now they want you back. He wants you back to poke at. She wants you back to get on your nerves. Those friends want you back because who else is going to let them walk all over you like they can? And so Pharaoh wanted these folks back that God had set free. The word says that he assembled an army of his best soldiers, best chariots, to go attack and bring back a seemingly defenseless people. The Israelites didn't leave on no tanks. They didn't leave in chariots. They didn't leave armed to the hilt with weapons and guns. They just walked out with their stuff. Yet Pharaoh felt the need to take the best of the best to go and get them out. A regular army would have been sufficient. But he wanted to make a statement of might. He wanted to show them just how strong he was, and he wanted them to be so scared when they saw him that they couldn't help but come back. So those that want you back, they're going to come hard. Or they're going to talk to you hard. Or they're going to sweet talk you hard. And they're going to plead their case hard. That job that God is trying to set you free from, that boss is going to tell you everything you need to hear to get you to stay. And they're going to paint pictures of you that make you feel so flattered that you're not going to want to leave. That habit you're trying to kick, that urge is going to hit you so hard. Trying to lose weight, you're going to be hungrier than ever. Because it wants you back. The word says the army caught up with them in the location where God had sent them. We always want the enemy to find us where God has sent us. That's important. They weren't where they wanted to go. They weren't where they had led themselves. They did not be traveling along this road and said, you know what, this looks like a good spot. No, when the enemy, that thing, that person that wanted them back found them, they were right where God had sent them to be. That's important because when you get found by the thing that's chasing you, when you get found by the thing that's trying to hold you back, when you get found by the ones that are trying to suck you in, you need to be found where God sent you. If you're where God sent you, you're going to be okay there, because if you're where God sent you, you're going to be located in the middle of your purpose. If they find you where God sent you, you're going to be where God wants you to be. And if God wants you to be there, there's nothing they can do about it. If they find you where God told you to be, the enemy can't take you from where God has sent you. So if God sent you there, you don't have to be worried if the enemy is knocking at the door. You don't have to be worried if the situation looks a little bit worse than you had thought it was, because you have to remind yourself that I'm right where God has sent me. I'm right where He wants me to be. The word goes on to say, when the mighty army was seen by the Israelites, they cried out in fear. And they accused Moses of bringing them to die. Fear made them believe that they were better off in bondage. That they were better off back in the place that they had spent 400 years praying for God to deliver them from. Fear had them so confused that they had convinced themselves that He has brought us here to die and maybe we need to go back. They started talking crazy to Moses. They said, didn't we tell you we didn't want to leave? I had to go back and reread it because I thought they wanted to leave, to go. But they said, didn't we tell you that we didn't want to leave, because they were so scared when they saw the army coming. People, when situations get rough, don't forget that God freed you. When you're fighting your battles in your life, don't forget that God freed you. And don't forget that God would not free you just to kill you. That God would not free you just to put you back in bondage to someone else. He wouldn't take you from one bad situation and drop you off in the arms of another bad situation. He wouldn't take you from one bad job and drop you off at another bad job. He wouldn't get rid of one bad friend just to let you make friends with another bad friend. That's not the kind of God that we operate with. He would not free you to abandon you or allow you to be taken back to what he freed you from. If God wanted you to stay in bondage, he would have left you right there in bondage. He would have left you right in the situation that he found you in, because that's where he would have wanted you to be. But if he set you free, he wouldn't set you free just to let you be trapped again. It's sad because a lot of people are delivered just to go back when things get a little rough. A lot of people turn back and say, you know what, I was better off where I was, and they go back. A lot of people give up when things don't look easy anymore, and when they end up giving up, they turn around and they put the blame on God. But no, it's not God's fault that you gave up. It's your fault, because you let the fear and a little bit of work overcome you. Remember, when God is at work in your life, the enemy will always make his bondage appear better than your freedom. The enemy's always going to make the thing that you left look better than the thing that you're going to or that you're going through at the moment. Not only that, he'll also make himself look mightier than you. He make himself look better than any place that you're stuck in, but always remember that he isn't mightier than God. He might look scary, but he ain't nothing. Especially if you're where God has sent you. In the midst of their turmoil, Moses speaks to the people and he tells them something simple. He says, "Fear not, stand still and see the salvation of the Lord." That's powerful. Moses then speaks to God, and God says something profound. He tells the people to go forward. He says, tell the people, let them know to go forward. I found God's statement to Moses to be profound. Why? Because in the middle of this Red Sea moment, going forward did not appear to be an option. It was water in the way. It was a sea in the way. So going forward really wasn't an option, because they didn't have any boats. They were on foot. Yet God said, stop talking to me, stop crying to me, and get out there and tell the people to go forward. The people were crying and distraught, and they felt like their only option was to go back. Yet God said, go forward. Keep moving. Press on. Go that way. Lord, I'm not seeing it. I hear you saying go forward, but what I'm looking at is an ocean. It's a sea. How can we go forward? We need to go back. A lot of you this morning are in the middle of an exodus. I say that because you are in the middle of Christ leading you out of something old and into something new. Christ is leading you away from old ways, old habits, old people, family, friends, jobs, and situations. He's leading you away from some church members and some churches and some thoughts that you have about yourself or about your life, or he's leading you away from a life that has had you in bondage, and he's leading you to a new freedom. He set you on the path to go, and you're now on your exodus. He's guiding you away from what is holding you down in life to what will make you free. He's guiding you to the life that's going to be more abundant that he talked about. He's guiding you to the life that he's promised you, that he spoke to your spirit and told you that you should have. He's leading you to your promised land and to something more and to something greater. And you told yourself this new year, I'm walking away from that old stuff. I'm walking away from all that garbage and all those things and those people and those situations that were holding me down. I'm stepping out on faith, and I'm moving forward, and you find yourself in this Exodus moment. But I'm here to tell you that just like the Israelites, you're going to have, or you will encounter, some Red Sea situations. And you're going to find that going forward seems impossible. Your Red Sea situations will be that point in your moving that things will get hard and things will get seemingly impossible. And when it looks that way, you will be inclined to go back to what you used to know. You're going to be inclined to go back to who you used to be. You're going to be inclined to just lay down and throw your hands up and say, forget it, I give up, I'm just going to stay stuck. You're going to look at the situation and say, I'm not strong enough for this, Lord. I thought you wanted me to go, but maybe I heard you wrong. Maybe I'm understanding you wrong. Let me turn around and go back to where I used to be. Yes, he didn't treat me right, and I know God removed me from him, but he did pay the bills. I didn't have to worry about that. Yes, I quit this job for this business because God told me to, but now things are starting to look a little tight. So Lord, where will the clients come from? Where will the patients come from? Where will the new business come from? Where will the next project come from? Lord, I needed to leave. I heard you telling me to leave. I hear you tugging at my heart, telling me to quit, but this little bit of money is reliable money. I like getting a paycheck every 2 weeks, Lord. So I'm not so sure that I want to turn this loose to go where you're trying to lead me to. That Red Sea looks a little too hard to cross. Yes, Lord, where I live isn't much and it isn't very safe, but it's a roof over my head. So Lord, I'm going to pass on the new house you're showing me in my spirit. I'm going to pass on that more expensive apartment that you're showing me because I know I can't afford that blessing. Think about that. You just told the Lord that you can't afford what he's trying to bless you with. We do that all the time. The Lord be saying, this is what I got for you. I know you want it for me, Lord, but I can't afford it. He asking you to afford it. He's telling you to step out on faith because look at where I'm trying to take you to. But that Red Sea got you scared. Looking back from where he's delivering you from and not looking forward to where he's trying to take you to. When you encounter these things in your walk with God, then the enemy, just like with them, will make the old situation and the old lifestyle and the old people that you're living all of a sudden not look so bad. And you're going to be inclined to go back, but God is saying go forward. How, Lord? Look at the obstacles in my way. Look at the situations I have to overcome. Look at the people I've got to get by or get over. Look at the mess I found myself in listening to you. How on earth do I go forward when I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place? I'm stuck here looking at the sea, and the thing I'm trying to get away from is coming, and it's coming hard. I'm in a rock and a hard place. How do I, in these Red Sea moments, go forward like you're telling me to, dear Lord? Because I don't see where it is to go. And God says simple, fear ye not, stand still, and see the salvation of the Lord. This is how you go forward. You go forward by understanding that sometimes we need to let God work. Sometimes we just need to let God work. If we find ourselves stuck somewhere that God has led us to, then we aren't stuck. We are where God intended for us to be. That's not stuck. I'm in my proper place because this is where God put me. He led the Israelites to that spot, and he led you exactly to the spot that you're in now. He would not lead you out of somewhere or a situation just to leave you stuck somewhere in trouble. Sometimes we're actually in tight spots so that God can reveal to you and sometimes to others just how much he has you under his covering. And sometimes he's guided you into a situation where you can't do nothing but rely on God. And then when you see God move, you start to recognize how awesome a God he is. You say, yes, Lord, I know I prayed about it. I know I sang about it. I know I read about it. But now that you brought me through this situation, now I understand just how strong my God is. The situation that they were in was going to show them, and it was going to show Pharaoh just who was the mightiest. That situation that they were in was going to make them look and see God do a miracle in their lives, and then it was going to take the mightiest army that Pharaoh could pull together and show Pharaoh that he wasn't nothing. And then the Egyptians who were left were going to tell the story about how the mighty God of the Israelites wiped out the army of Pharaoh. The problem is we want to do everything in our power. But God doesn't call us to do everything under our power. He calls us to operate under his will and under his power. In many situations, in our Exodus situation, in our walk, some things are going to be our part. We have to do our part, but then some things will be God's part. And trust me, 99.999% of the time, God's part will be something that you are powerless to do. They couldn't split the sea. That was God's part. You can't overcome the things that you're trying to overcome in your spirit and in your flesh on your own. That's God's part. You might not be able to make it in the situation that you're going through under your own power, but you can make it under God's power. God will never leave you nor forsake you. So if he pulled you out from under somebody's torment and pressure and rule, you're going to be all right. If he pulled you out of a bad job situation, you're going to be all right because you're doing the part that God told you to do, which was leave, start the journey, go where I'm telling you to go, and now it's time for God to do his part. There's been times where I said, okay, Lord, you just brought me here. Now what? Do something. Because I don't know what to do. And God says, I got it. Watch this. And things start falling in place that I could have never done on my own. But we needed to stand still and let God work sometimes. In this situation, God had an angel that was leading and lighting the way. He moved the angel from in front of them to behind them, and then held the enemy at bay who was pressing against them while he worked out the solution. You can't do that. You can't hold what's coming at you at bay while you're trying to figure out what to do. Only God can do that. Only God can operate on a level that's bigger and beyond anything that we can understand or comprehend. That's what makes him God. If we could understand it or comprehend it, then he wouldn't be God. So he can do some things that we ain't even thought about. He can see the whole play that's happening before we ever see it evolve. And he knew Pharaoh was coming before they ever saw them come over the mountaintop. He knew what Pharaoh was going to think when he told them to stop right there by the sea, and he knew that he was going to take them to the other side of it long before they ever cried out and said, Lord, why did you bring us out here to die? But sometimes you got to just let God work. Another thing to move forward is sometimes we need to be listening for instructions. Sometimes we need to be listening for instructions. God said to Moses, why are you crying? Tell them to go forward, and this is what I want you to do. The instructions came. A lot of times we heard God say leave. We listened to him tell us how to leave and which way to go. We did that. That was easy. However, the minute things get tough, we stop listening and start crying. I should have never left the situation. It really wasn't as bad as I thought it was. Lord, why you did me like this? Why you brought me here? Lord, please take me back. I don't know if I can handle it. God can't give you the instructions if you're too busy crying about what you lost. God can't give you the instructions if you're too busy crying about who you're leaving or what you're leaving. Hush sometimes. He's trying to tell you something. Hush, God is trying to talk to you. He's trying to give you the plan. Hush, God is trying to show you the play-by-play what to do, but you won't be quiet and listen for some instructions. God, what do you want me to do now, Lord? Well, if you would shut up for a minute, I'll tell you. I know it's hard, but we got to do that sometimes. The angel of the God, when he changed positions, the word says that he put darkness on the enemy, but light on the people. This is showing that if you are where God has led you, he's not going to keep you in the dark. He's going to shine some light on the situation, and eventually he's going to give you the play. He held them there, and he held them at bay, but he didn't leave them in the dark. He gave Moses the play. He said, Moses, take your rod, hold it out over the water. I'm going to split this sea. Y'all going to walk across. Ready, break. And Moses got to play because Moses was quiet long enough to hear what God was trying to tell him. This situation, this angel positioning also shows that the enemy can't see what God is doing for you. The enemy is in the dark. He can't see how God is working out the situation for you. He can't see how the thing that he thinks he has you trapped. I got them now. They stuck. They got to come back. No, I don't. You're in the dark. I'm in the light because I'm where God told me to be. And he's shining light on my situation. And I'm about to find out what I do next. And I know what's next has to do with going forward and not going backwards. The instructions that you get, they might sound like foolishness to those around you, but you will be the game plan from God. It's going to be the game plan from God. It's going to make all the sense in the world to you because God's going to quicken your spirit and let you know that that's what he wants you to do. The directions that look like they are trapping you by the sea will be the directions to a miracle in the making. The things that God's telling you to do, the directions he's going to give, he's setting up the miracle while everybody else is seeing your downfall. Watch God work this plan out. People not walking in your God-directed direction can't see what God is doing for you. They can't see what he's about to do for you, and they won't get how a rock in a hard place is really an opportunity for God to show out in your life. The problem is we got to change our perspective. When we get in the hard situations, when we get in our Red Sea moments and we start thinking about going back, we got to squash that thought and take that doubt out of our mind. And we got to look at it instead and say, Lord, I'm in this moment. I don't know what to do. You led me here. Give me some instructions. Show me what's about to happen. I know you got a plan because you're God. I know a miracle is about to happen because things can't get no worse. It's only up from here, dear Lord. And so stand back and watch God work out your situation to get you through your Red Sea moment. Your life is on a path in an exodus moment, and you can't stop now. God is taking you somewhere. He's leading you somewhere. And it's not time to give up. Yes, it's hard, but go forward. Yes, it's uncertain, but go forward. Yes, it looks like you're stuck, but go forward. Yes, see them coming for you, trying to get you to turn back, but I need you to go forward. Fear not, stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. Don't let the enemy stop your progress. Don't let doubt stop your progress. Yes, you're moving smooth now, but guess what? A hard time is going to come, but it's okay because God is in control. God is directing your footsteps. God is taking you to your promised land, but you got to stay in the fight. You got to remember to keep pushing forward. It looks bad. It looks like a storm. It's okay. God says go that way. We're going that way, and we're going to be all right because you're in your exodus, and you're leaving all the foolishness behind and going forward to where God wants you to be. Amen.